Hey everyone, welcome back for another gameplay session of Gloomhaven enhanced with LEGO bricks. Today we're doing Sanctuary of Gloom. My characters are currently in Gloomhaven, so before I start the scenario, I'm going to go over my starting decks and equipment for each character. I'll also pick my battle goals. For the Brute, my deck consists of Trample, Eye for an Eye, Skirmishing Maneuver, Hook and Chain, Juggernaut, Leaping Cleave, Unstoppable Charge, Spare Dagger, Balance Measure, and Sweeping Blow. I did make a small change from my deck from the previous episode. I added Balance Measure and Sweeping Blow, and I removed Provoking Roar and Warding Strength. The Brute's equipment, I have the Iron Helmet, Minor Healing Potion, Second Skin, Boots of Striding, Mountain Hammer, Minor Stamina Potion, and Minor Power Potion. For the Brute's battle goals, I can pick between Hunter or Layabout. I'm going to go with Hunter. For the Spellweaver, my deck is Fire Orbs, Flame Strike, Flashing Burst, Frost Armor, Forked Beam, Mana Bolt, Reviving Ether, and Engulfed in Flames. That's no change from last time. The Spellweaver's equipment, Iron Helmet, Minor Healing Potion, Piercing Bow, Cloak of Invisibility, Minor Stamina Potion, Boots of Striding, and Minor Power Potion. For the Spellweaver's battle goals, I can choose between Professional and Streamliner. I'm going to pick Professional. I might be able to do that one. While in Gloomhaven, I'm going to make another donation to the Sanctuary of the Great Oak for each character. For the Spellweaver, that puts me down to 47 gold. And for the Brute, I'm down to 64 gold. This is 10 gold each. That gives me 2 Bless cards in each of my characters' decks. Bless cards are 2 times attack modifiers. Also, as part of this scenario, there's a special condition where I have to put 3 -1 cards into each of my character's deck. So I'm adding 2 Bless and 3 -1 cards. 5 extra cards in each deck. So 2 more Sanctuary donations. I'm 1 away from gaining an extra prosperity on the town of Gloomhaven. Alright, the last thing I need to do while I'm in Gloomhaven is to run a city event. Upon returning to the city after your latest adventure, you are approached by a high-ranking guard at the gate. Ah, good. I'm glad to have caught you, the guard begins. The capital has fallen behind on shipments of wood to Gloomhaven. So now it falls on us to pick up the slack so that construction of important city buildings doesn't stagnate. The guard points you to the east. We're forming an expedition to gather logs from the corpse wood. We could use your help, either to guard against enemies or chop down trees. Option A. Join the expedition as a guard. Option B. Join the expedition as a logger. Let's go with option B. Join the expedition as a logger. You journey out to the corpse wood, axe in hand, and begin chopping away at the trees. You seem to have a natural skill with it, probably due to all the practice you get swinging a blade. Thanks to your help, the city is able to gather a large amount of extra wood for construction. You encounter some dangers throughout the day, but nothing you cannot handle. Gain 1 prosperity, and this goes into the bottom of the deck. Well, gaining 1 prosperity puts Gloomhaven up to prosperity number 3, which means I can add items 22 through 28 to the town inventory. I'm just having a quick look through what these items are. The only thing I really find interesting is there's now a major healing potion. It might be helpful to replace my minor healing potion with that, but it costs 30 gold. Well, I'll have to consider that for the future. I don't want to spend the gold on any new equipment right now, so I'll put this into the town inventory. Town business is done. Time to make our way to the Sanctuary of Gloom. Along the way, I need to run another road event. You are walking down the road when the sound of many wings pulls your gaze to the sky. Above you, you see a large flock of white birds flying southward. At that height, you figure a well-aimed arrow could bring one of them down to make a nice meal. Option A, shoot at the birds. Option B, let the birds pass undisturbed. I'm going to go with option B, let the birds pass undisturbed. The shot would be difficult, and you'd prefer not to waste the arrow. You simply move on toward your destination. No effect. This goes back into the bottom of the deck. My characters have made it to the Sanctuary of Gloom. I'll read the introduction text. For reference, this scenario had a link to the Outer Ritual Chamber, scenario number 28. So the introduction text is phrased such that you're coming directly from that other scenario. Within the cultist sanctum, you step into the Black Rift. After a blinding pain and flashing images of clawed demons and flayed corpses, you end up in a place much like the one you left. A large stone room is visible before you. Tricked again, the low voice returns to you. Truly amazing that creatures as stupid as yourselves have caused me so much trouble. No matter, you will rot here, completely cut off from your home. In an instant of dread, you turn to see the rift that brought you here shrink and close. There will be no last stand. You will simply waste away. You will die without valor in a foreign place, and there is no recourse. I leave you now forever. Goodbye. So as I already mentioned, for special rules, I need to add 3 -1 cards to each character's attack modifier deck as a scenario effect, which I've already done. Also, all the doors labeled A, which is every door, are locked and open when they are destroyed. They have 4 plus a scenario level hit points. I'm playing on scenario level 2, so they have 6 hit points each. I'm going to label them door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. Really quick dungeon overview. There are 4 rooms total. The first room in the middle is the main room. In it, there's a nest, which is considered an obstacle. Otherwise, there's no monsters in the first room. In room number 2, there are 6 monsters with 2 elites. In room number 3, there are 5 monsters with 2 elites. And in room number 4, there are 6 monsters with 1 elite. Now, the goal of the scenario is to just kill all the monsters. There's a lot, 17 total. So I can start on any of these first 6 hexes. I think what I'll do, bring my brute in here, and my spellweaver here. I think I want to attack room number 2 first. So I want to attack the door and get that door open. I don't think I want to open 2 doors at the same time. That might be overwhelming. So first attack is just going to be to get that door open. And once I do, the monsters will start coming toward me. I kind of like the bottleneck of the door to maybe manage the monsters. I just don't know if they have any ranged attacks. Well, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, we're ready to go. Start of round 1. My brute goes first. I'm using the upper part of Spare Dagger for an attack of 3, range of 3, and attacking door number 1, plus 0. So I hit the door for 3. Now using the bottom part of Skirmishing Maneuver for another attack of 3, range of 3, plus 0 again. So the door takes another 3 damage, and that will open the door. So now that this door is open, in this room, there's another nest, which again is an obstacle. There's a rubble tile, which is considered difficult terrain, meaning it takes 2 movement to go through that hex instead of 1. There are 2 normal black imps, 1 elite black imp, 2 normal living corpses, and 1 elite living corpse. Well, my spellweaver still goes next. I was going to use the upper part of Flame Strike to attack the door, but I don't need to do that anymore. So that card is just kind of wasted. Now I'm going to use the bottom part of Engulfed in Flames. On the next 5 melee attacks targeting you, gain Retaliate of 3. And that'll be persistent until consumed. Now the living corpses go. The elite goes first. Its base movement is 1. Its ability card says to move, so it'll move 1. And there's 2 hexes it can move into that will get it closer to the brute and the spellweaver. I'm going to roll a 4-sided die and say 1 to 2 it goes there, 3 to 4 it goes there, 4. So we'll move there. Now for the normal living corpses, they go in order of their standees. This is number 1 and number 5. Again, base movement of 1, so they can both move 1. Well, in this case, this guy can only move here. So this guy could move into 2 hexes. Both of them are identical distance to both the brute and the spellweaver. So again, I'm going to roll my 4-sided die, say 1 to 2 goes there, 3 to 4 it goes there. 3. They do have an attack ability, but they're not within range to attack. Imps are next. -1 to movement, and then they attack. Ooh, these guys poison as well. Well, both the elite and the normal imp only have a movement of 1. So -1 to movement means they don't move, but they have a ranged attack, and the ranged attack is 4. Closest imp is number 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, neither the brute or the spellweaver are within range. So they don't do anything. That is the end of round number 1. Shuffle symbol and living corpse. Well, I was kind of hoping they would move a little bit closer to me. I might have to actually go into that room then. Yeah, maybe I should. Start around 2. My spellweaver goes first. I'm using the bottom of Flashing Burst for a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go right there, right into the belly of the beast. Now the upper part of Fire Orbs. I'm going to go for all those black imps. Let's start with the elite black imp first. -1. So I hit the elite for 2. It has a health of 8, so it's down to 6. Now number 3, -2. Well, I hit it for 1. Not getting very lucky with my card draws here. Now number 5, +0 and stun. So I hit it for 3, puts it down to 2 health, and I stun it. This puts the fire element into the element table. This goes into my lost pile. Now the brute and the imp are tied at an initiative of 42, which means my brute will go first. I'm going to use the bottom of hook and chain to move 4, but I'm also going to use my boots of striding to get an additional 2 movement, so I can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I can move through the Spellweaver. 4, 5, 6, and land right next to those 2 imps. Now, unfortunately, that wasn't in a straight line, so I can't use the attack action. Now, using the upper part of Leaping Cleave with an attack of 3, and I can target those 2 black imps. We'll go for number 3 first. Oof, plus 3. Well, that'll do it. So number 3 only had 4 health. I just hit it for 6. So I got rid of black imp number 3. 1 monster down, 16 to go. Now for black imp number 5. Rolling modifier, stun. It's already stunned. And plus 1. So I hit it for 4. It only had 2 health left. I hit it for 4. That'll get rid of black imp number 5. 2 monsters down. Well, the black imp is next. Has plus 1 to movement. And then it can heal with a range of 3. So it will move, even though it has a base ranged attack, it will move as if it was doing a melee attack, which means it can move up to 2, but the closest enemy is the brute. So it's going to move just 1 right there. And then it's going to actually heal itself for 2. So it's back up to full health. Living corpses are next. They can all move, base movement of 1, plus 1 on the ability, so they can move 2. The elite's going to go first. It only needs to move 1 to get next to the Spellweaver. And attack the Spellweaver with a base attack of 4 minus 1. So attacking for 3 plus 0. Spellweaver will get hit for 3. But I can consume a charge of Engulfed in Flames, and I retaliate for 3. So Living Corpse number 3 will get hit for 3. Now Living Corpse number 1 can move 2. That'll put it right between both the Brute and the Spellweaver. Now the Spellweaver went first in the round, so it will attack the Spellweaver. Now in this case, the base attack is 3, so 3 minus 1, 2. Oh, 2 times, but I have my Iron Helmet, which allows any 2 times card drawn to be a plus 0 instead, which means I used 1 of my equipment so far, but I still get hit for 2. Spellweaver is down to 6 health already. But again, I retaliate for 3, using another charge of Engulfed in Flames. So number 1 takes 3 damage. Living Corpse number 5 now doesn't need to move, attacking the Spellweaver. Minus 2, well, that's a good card. So no damage. Even though the attack did no damage, that was still a melee attack against the Spellweaver, so Engulfed in Flames will still activate. Get another experience point, and I do 3 damage to Living Corpse number 5. That is the end of round 2. Fire will go to Waning. I need to shuffle the monster deck because I drew the 2 times card. Well, other than the Spellweaver getting a lot of damage, that went okay. So doing a heal on the Spellweaver would be great. But I want to get rid of that other black imp. Start of round 3. Spellweaver goes first. I'm using the upper part of Mana Bolt, attack at 2, range of 3, and going for black imp. Plus 1. Hit it for 3. It's down to 5 health. Oh, I just realized, if I consume an element, I get another attack. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll consume the fire element, which gave me an attack of 3, so I actually hit it for 4. It's down to 4 health. And I get an experience point. Now I'm using the bottom part of Frost Armor. On the next 2 sources of damage to you, suffer no damage instead. Persistent until consumed. This puts the ice element into the element table. Brute is next. I'm using the upper part of Unstoppable Charge for an attack of 5, and I'm going for that black imp. Plus 1. Hit it for 6. Black imp only had 4 health left, so that will destroy the black imp. And that was an elite monster, so I've got my battle goal. So thankfully, I managed to get rid of the black imps before they had a chance to poison me. I'm going to use the bottom of Eye for an Eye just for the base movement of 2. I think I'll use the 2 movement to go into this difficult terrain. Living Corpse is next. Well, the elite's going to go first. Doesn't need to move. It's right next to the Spellweaver. We'll attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 4. Ooh, nice shuffle. 2 times again. But again, my Iron Helmet triggers again. Still an attack of 4. However, I get a charge of Frost Armor, and I block that damage. And another charge of Engulfed in Flames will activate and do 3 damage to Living Corpse number 3. Living corpse number 1 will go next. Its attack is 3. Again attacking the Spellweaver because she went first. Well, 0 would have hit me for 3. Again, I can consume another charge of Frost Armor. This is now consumed. It goes into my lost pile. But I retaliate again. Retaliate of 3 with another charge of Engulfed in Flames. Now Engulfed in Flames is also consumed. It goes in my lost pile. And I do 3 damage to Living Corpse number 1, down to 3 health. Living Corpse number 5 now. Again, attack of 3, attacking the Spellweaver. -1. Spellweaver gets hit for 2. No more Retaliate, no more Frost Armor. So Spellweaver's down to 4 health. That is the end of round number 3. Ice goes to Waning. Shuffle symbol on the Living Corpse deck. I'm going to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. 3 cards in my discard. I'll roll a 4-sided die. 1, 2. I'm losing. Flame Strike. Get the rest of them back. Start of round 4. Spellweaver goes first. I'm using the bottom part of Forked Beam to move 4, just to get away from these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the upper part of Reviving Ether to recover all of my lost cards. But I lose this card in the process. This puts the Dark Element into the element table. Still my turn. I'm also going to use my Minor Healing Potion. Heal myself for 3. That gets consumed. Living Corpse is next. They can move and attack. Well, the Elite's going to go first. It has base movement of 1, so it will move 1. And attack the Brute with an attack of 4. Null. That's awesome. So no damage on that attack. Living Corpse number 1 is next. Attack is 3, -1. So the Brute will get hit for 2. He's down to 18 health. Living Corpse number 5 has a movement of 1. Well, it can't occupy the same hex as its allies, so it's got to move around. Either 5 that way or 1, 2, 3 that way. So it'll actually move this way. And it's not close enough to attack. Brute is next. I'm using the bottom balance measure just for the base movement of 2. And I'm going to go 1, 2. Now the upper part is Sweeping Blow. Attack of 2. And I can target 2 enemies. Those 2. So let's go for Living Corpse number 5 first. +1. I hit it for 3. That puts it up to 6 damage, down to 3 health. Now for the Elite Living Corpse number 3, +1 again. So again, hit it for 3. That'll put it up to 9 damage. 4 health left. Still my turn. I'm going to use my Minor Stamina Potion to recover 2 of my discarded cards. Actually, I think I want Leaping Cleave and Skirmishing Maneuver. End of round 4 cleanup. Ice goes to Inert, Dark goes to Waning. Shuffle the monster deck because I drew the null card. Living Corpse deck has to be shuffled. Start of round 5. Spellweaver goes first. I'm using the bottom of Flame Strike just for the base movement of 2. I'm just going to move 1 right there. Now using the upper part of Flashing Burst, attack of 3, range of 3, and I'm going to go for door number 2. Attack of 3. Oof. Well, okay. I didn't actually want to do that. Oh well. I drew the Bless card, which means my attack is 6. Ugh. I actually didn't want to completely get rid of that door yet. I just wanted to wear it down a little bit. But unfortunately, with an attack of 6, I just destroyed that door. It only had a health of 6. That door is now open. Ooh. We'll see how this turns out. That put the light element into the element table. Now that Bless card comes out of my deck. Well, no, this room is now open. There's 1 Elite Black Imp, 2 normal Living Bones, 2 normal Living Corpses, and 1 normal Living Spirit. Well, the Imp actually goes next, but all it does is shield itself. Next is my Brute. Okay, well, I'm going to try to get rid of these Living Corpses here. I'm using the upper part of Leaping Cleave for an attack of 3, and attacking Living Corpse number 5 first. -1. I hit it for 2. Now Living Corpse number 3, +1. So hit it for 4. Well, it only had 4 health left. So that'll get rid of Living Corpse number 3, which is great. Now the lower part of Skirmishing Maneuver, attack of 3, range of 3, and going for Living Corpse number 1. +2, well, more than enough. It only had 3 health left, I hit it for 5. Living Corpse number 1 is gone. Living Spirit is next. It can move and attack. It has a ranged attack. Its base movement is 3, and it can fly. So the direct path would be 1, 2, 3. Its range is 3. 1, 2, 3. No, not close enough to attack. Living Bones are next. -1 to movement, +1 to attack. Oh, these guys can target 2 and they have a shield. I hate living bones. Their base movement is 3, -1, so they can only move 2. Living bones number 2 is going to go first. Well, this is pretty obvious. It's just going to go 1, 2. And then number 5 will go next. Well, it could move 2 to get through the difficult terrain, or just 1 to get there. Since the difficult terrain is not hazardous to it, I think it's a valid movement. So I'm going to say 1 to 2 it moves there, 3 to 4 it moves there. Roll my 4-sided die. 4. Living corpses next. -1 to movement, +1 to attack. Well, again, in order of their standees, number 2 now will go first. Its base movement is only 1, though, -1 to movement, so it can't move. So both number 2 and number 4 won't move. Number 5, however, is next to the brute. It doesn't need to move. It can just attack the brute with an attack of 3. +1. Oof. Brute gets hit for 4. But that is the end of round 5. Dark goes to inert. Light goes to waning. No shuffle symbols anywhere. I need to do a short rest on the brute. 8 cards in my discard. Roll my 8-sided die. 5. I'm losing eye for an eye. Start of round 6. My brute goes first. I'm using the upper part of the skirmishing maneuver. Attack a 2, move 2, attack a 2. Well, I'll do the attack 2 first. Attacking living corpse number 5. Rolling modifier pierce of 3 and -1. So I only hit it for 1, but it only has 1 health left. So that'll get rid of the living corpse. Now I can move 2. I'm going to go 1, 2. I can't use the other attack. Now using the bottom of leaping cleave for another move of 3 with a jump. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Kind of block that door. This puts the air element into the element table. I'm also going to use my mountain hammer to summon a warrior spirit. I'm using my zombie pirate minifig to represent the warrior spirit. And I'm going to summon it right next to the door. It does not get to act on this round, though. And that is a health of 4. While I'm at it, I'm going to use my minor healing potion to heal myself for 3. So I'm back up to 17 health. The imp is next. Well, it can move. It has a base movement of 1. So it's just going to move 1. In this case, it doesn't really matter where it goes. It's just going to move 1 right there. Next is my Spellweaver. I'm going to use the bottom of Mana Bolt to heal myself for 3. And the upper part of Engulfed in Flames to actually attack door number 3 and just hope I don't actually destroy it. It's an attack of 4 though. +1. Woohoo! I hit it for 5. It has 1 hit point left. This puts the fire element into the element table. And that's fine. So now that door is ready to be opened. Living Bones is next. +0 to movement, base movement of 3. So number 2 is going to go first. Well, it's just going to move 1 to get right into the door and attack both the brute and the warrior spirit. We'll attack the brute first with an attack of 2 times. But I have my iron helmet, so I can make that 2 times a +0 instead, but I still take 2 damage. Now attacking the warrior spirit, +0. Warrior spirit will get hit for 2, down to 2 health. Now Living Bones number 5 can move 2. Well, it can only move 1, and it cannot attack. Living Spirit is next. It can move, and then curse, target all enemies within range. But the monster will only move to get close to a focus target. I think it'll go towards the brute, because it has line of sight to the brute. It wouldn't matter if it targeted the brute or the warrior spirit, because they use the same ability deck. So Living Spirit won't move, because it's within a range of 3 to the brute, and it'll just curse the brute. This will put the frost element into the element table. No, what curse does is I just have to shuffle, unfortunately, a curse card into my remaining ability deck. Never good. Living Corpse is next. +0 to movement, base movement of 1. Number 2 goes first. So both Living Corpses can only move 1, and the only viable movement they have would put them farther away from the focus target, which means they're not going to move. Well, that is the end of round number 6 then. Light goes to inert, fire, air, and ice go to waning. Shuffle on the monster deck. Shuffle on Living Corpse deck. Spellweaver's down to 2 cards. I'm going to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in my discard. Roll a 6-sided die. 5. I'm losing Forked Beam. Get the rest of them back. Start around 7. The Warrior Spirit goes first. Well, it doesn't need to move. It's going to attack Living Bones number 2 with an attack of 3. 2 times, plus card. So it hits it for 6. Living Bones has a health of 5 and a shield of 1, so it would take 6, 1 to break the shield, and then 5 to get rid of it. Yay, Warrior Spirit. In one hit, you got rid of Living Bones number 2. Brute is next. I'm going to use the bottom of Juggernaut for the base movement of 2. I'm going to move right into this room. And now the upper part of Unstoppable Charge, I'm attacking the Living Spirit with an attack of 5, plus 0. So I hit it for 5, minus 2 for the shield, hit it for 3, has a health of 2. Living Spirit is gone. Imp is next. Plus 0 to movement, base movement of 1. Has a ranged ability though. Attack minus 1, target 2. Well, the Brute is within range, so it doesn't need to move. I made a mistake in previous scenarios thinking that the monsters will move to always optimize their attack, but they don't. They only move toward their closest focus target. So they're not, basically monsters aren't intelligent. Since the Brute is within range of the Black Imp, it's not going to move. It's going to attack with a base attack of 2, minus 1, so it's going to attack for 1, plus 1. So the Brute gets hit for 2 and is poisoned. And I have to put another curse card into his deck. Not good. So there's 1 null card and 2 curse cards in here. Chances are going to be pretty high I'm going to draw one of them. Spellweaver's next. I'm going to use the bottom of Flashing Burst just for the base movement of 2. And I'm going to go 1, 2. Now the upper part of Engulfed in Flames. Attack of 4, range of 3. I'm going to go for that Living Bones number 5. Minus 1. So my attack is 3. The Living Bones have a shield of 1. So I hit it for 2. This puts the fire back into the strong column. Living Corpse is next. Move and attack. Base movement of 1. So Living Corpse number 2 goes first. That's pretty easy. It's just going to move 1 and attack the Brute with an attack of 3. Plus 0. Brute gets hit for 3. Now Living Corpse number 4. It's also just going to move 1. This time it's just going to move right there. Not close enough to attack. Living Bones. Plus 0 to movement. Plus 0 to attack, but target 1 enemy with all attacks. Ooh. Well, it's right next to the Brute. Going to attack the Brute with an attack of 2. Plus 1. Oh, Brute gets hit for 3. Second attack. Minus 1. The Brute gets hit for 1. Brute is down to 6 health. That is the end of round 7. Ice and air go to inert. Fire goes to waning. Shuffle symbol on the Living Corpse again. Shuffle on the Imp. Start around 8. Well, Living Bones goes first. It's going to shield itself for 1 and then heal itself for 2. That's too bad. So it's now up to full health and it has a shield. So its shield is now 2. Spellweaver's next. I'm using the upper part of Flame Strike for an attack of 3, range 2, and attacking Living Bones number 5. Now I don't have line of sight issues because I can see the corner of its hex from the corner of my hex through the door. It has a shield of 2 though. So attack of 3, plus 1. So hit for 4. Minus 2 for the shield, I hit it for 2. But, more importantly, I apply a wound effect to it. Because I'm consuming the fire element, so I can apply the wound. The wound ignores the shield. Now I'm going to use the bottom part of Frost Armor. On the next 2 sources of damage to you, suffer no damage instead. This puts the ice element into the element table. Before I end my turn, I'm going to use my minor stamina potion to get back 2 of my discarded cards. And I'm going to get back Engulfed in Flames and Flame Strike. Brute is next. I'm using the upper part of Spare Dagger and attacking the Black Imp. Plus 0. So I hit it for 3. It's down to 5 health. Now I'm using the bottom of Hook and Chain to move 4. And I'm just going to get out of this room. 1, 2, 3. And I'm actually going to go all the way back to here. And I forgot the Warrior Spirit was supposed to go first. That's fine. It can move 1, so it would have moved into the doorway. Now this wouldn't have blocked the Brute, because the Brute can move through allies. And then attack the Living Bones with an attack of 3. Null. Now, technically, since the Warrior Spirit was supposed to go first, if I want to correct this, that means, and they use, since the Brute and the Warrior Spirit use the same ability deck here, that means the Warrior Spirit would have drawn the plus 0 and done 3 damage to the Living Bones. But the Living Bones is a shield of 2, so it would have done 1. So I'm going to go ahead and correct that and say 1 damage was done to the Living Bones. And then on the Brute's turn, the Brute would have drawn the null card, which means the Black Imp didn't take any damage at all. It's unfortunate. So I think I corrected that. Living Corpse is next. Plus 1 to movement. but they don't attack, they just take damage. So living corpse number 2 is going to move 1 and then take 1 damage. And then living corpse number 4 will move 1 and take 1 damage. That is the end of round 8. Ice goes to waning. I need to shuffle the brute deck because I drew the null card. This is very challenging. Definitely glad I didn't put the difficulty up to level 3. Shuffle on the imp deck. Did I forget to move the imp? I think I forgot to take the imp's turn. +0 to movement, attack -1, target 2, poison. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Well, in this case, its base movement is 1. Its range of 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, okay, so it doesn't need to move. The warrior spirit is within its range. So it's going to attack the warrior spirit with an attack of 2, -1, so an attack of 1. +0. Warrior spirit gets hit for 1 and is poisoned. Speaking of poison, I have to double check and see if my brute got hit in this last round. If so, I need to take another point off for the poison. Shuffle the imp deck now. Shuffle living bones deck. Start around 9. Quick correction. I realized in the last round my brute was poisoned and I got attacked 3 times. So I should have added 1 point of damage to each of those attacks, which means I need to take another 3 health off me. I'm down to 3 health. This is awful. So for start around 9 then, I'm actually going to take a long rest on the brute. So my initiative's 99. Living bones goes first. -2 to movement. Attack and then heal. Oof. It's going to attack the warrior spirit with an attack of 2, -1, +1 for the poison. So it'll hit for 2. Well, warrior spirit only had 1 health left. The warrior spirit's gone. And now it heals itself for 2. But it also had a bleed effect, and the bleed would have made it bleed for 1 damage rate at the beginning of its turn, so it still has 2 damage. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going to back up here now. So the beginning of the living bones turn, it would take 1 bleed damage. Now it heals itself for 2. The heal will get rid of the wound, and then also heal for 1 point of damage. So it still has 3 points of damage. Living corpse is next. Well, they don't move, just attack, and then they take 1 damage. So since they can't move, both living corpse number 2 and number 4 will just take 1 damage. Spellweaver's next. I am using upper part of fire orbs. Again, this door does not block my line of sight. I can see all 3 enemies here, and they're all within a range of 3. So I'm going to attack living bones number 5 first. Null, of course. Take that out. So no damage to living bones number 5. Living corpse number 2, +1. I'll do 4 damage to it. Living corpse number 4. Immobilize and +1. So I hit it for 4. And now I immobilize it. This puts the fire element into the element table, but I lose this card. Now the bottom of Flame Strike. Well, I have a choice now. I can go for the living corpse or I can go for the living bones. I'll go for the living corpse. -1. So I hit it for 1. Imp is next. -1 to movement, +1 to attack. Well, it only has a movement of 1, so -1 to movement means it can't move. 1, 2, 3, so it's not within range to attack. So it doesn't do anything. That is great. Now my brute, I'm doing a long rest, so I get to heal for 2. Now the heal just is going to get rid of the poison, but I don't get any actual health back. But I get to choose one of my cards to lose. I'm going to lose Hook and Chain. Get the rest of them back. And I can refresh my Boots of Striding. And around 9 cleanup. Fire goes to waning. Ice goes to inert. Shuffle symbol on Spellweaver deck. Shuffle on Living Bones. Start around 10. Spellweaver goes first. I'm using the upper part of Mana Bolt. Attack 2, range of 3. And I want to get rid of that Living Bones. I can consume the fire element to get another attack and an experience point. So an attack of 3. This should do it. I'm going to use my minor power potion just to be sure. During your attack, add +1 attack to your entire attack action. So my attack is now 2 +1 for the power potion, +1 for the element. So my attack is 4. -1. So my attack is 3. Living Bones has a shield of 1. So I hit it for 2. It only had 2 health left. Oh, thank goodness. So Living Bones is gone. Now I'm going to use the bottom of Engulfed in Flames. On the next 5 melee attacks targeting you, gain Retaliate. Brute is next. I'm using the bottom of Juggernaut. On the next 3 sources of damage to you, suffer no damage instead. Persistent until used. Choice time. Do I open that door? No, I'm not going to open that door. So top of Spare Dagger, I'm just not going to use. Imp is next. +0 to movement. It can move 1. Well, it'll just move 1. 1, 2, 3. Now, technically, the Spellweaver is within range of 4. So he's going to attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 2 minus 1. So an attack of 1. Null. Great. Which means I don't have to activate a charge of Frost Armor, but I do get poisoned. Living Corpse is next. -1 to movement. Well, again, they don't move. They don't move, they can't attack, so they don't do anything. But for Living Corpse number 4, the Immobilize can come off of it now. Well, that was a quick round. End of round 10 cleanup. Shuffle on the Monster Ability deck. Shuffle on the Imp deck. Spellweaver, I don't have any cards. So I need to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. Ooh, only 3 cards in my discard. This isn't good. Roll a 4-sided die. 2. I'm losing. Flame Strike. So I've only got 2 cards left, which means I've only got 1 turn left. I don't know if I thought this through. Start around 11. Spellweaver goes first. So I honestly wasn't paying attention to my card management. This is my last turn, and then I'm exhausted. So I'm going to use the bottom of Mana Bolt for base movement of 2. I'm going to move 1. Actually, no, I might as well move 2. Get to there. At least I'll get a coin. Now the upper part of Flashing Burst, attack of 3, range of 3. I'm going to target the Black Imp. Ooh, well, that's good. +0 and stun. So I hit it for 3, and I stun it. This puts the light element into the element table. Brute is next. Well, if I'm going to have any chance of getting through this scenario, I'm going to have to be a bit daring here now, even though I've only got 3 health left. This isn't going to look good here. I'm using the upper part of Skirmishing Maneuver. Attack 2, move 2, attack 2. Well, first attack I can't use. I'm going to move 1 just to get next to the door. And attacking the door with an attack of 2. Curse. Alright, well, so that attack is nullified. The curse card comes out of my deck, which means the bottom of Trample I can't use. I did want to burst through that door and then trample over all my enemies, but I guess I can't do that now. Living Corpse is next. Living Corpse number 2 goes first. Doesn't need to move. It's going to attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 3 + 1, so 4 plus another 1 for the poison, so 5 +0. Would have got hit for 5, but I can consume a charge of Frost Armor, and a charge of Engulfed in Flames activates, and I'll do 3 damage to Living Corpse number 2. It only had 2 health left, so that will be enough to get rid of Living Corpse number 2. Oh, Spellweaver was on this coin, so I'll get the coin. Living Corpse number 4, it can move 1. And it'll attack the Spellweaver with an attack of, same thing, 3 + 1 + 1 for the poison, so 5. +1 again. Would have hit for 6, but I consumed the last charge of Frost Armor. That goes in my lost pile. And another charge of Engulfed in Flames will hit for 3. That puts it up to 9 damage. That'll get rid of that Living Corpse. Black Imp was stunned, so it couldn't do anything this turn. But now the stun can come off the Black Imp. End of round 11 cleanup. Light goes to waning. Now, the Spellweaver only has 2 cards in the discard. I'd have to lose one of them, which means I have no cards to play. Spellweaver's exhausted, out of the game. It's all up to the Brute. This is not looking good. I'm going to do a short rest on the Brute. I have 1, 2, 3 cards in my discard, rolling my 4-sided die. 1, 2, I am losing. Skirmishing Maneuver. Get the rest of them back. Well, here's the situation. 6 monsters left. My Brute is down to 3 health. I've got plenty of cards, but oh, this doesn't look good. Start around 12. Well, might as well just go for it. Got to go through that door. Well, the Black Imp will go first. +0 to movement. Can move 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not close enough to attack. Brute is next. Got to attack the door with the top of Leaping Cleave with an attack of 3. -1. Hit the door for 2. It only had 1 health left, so the door is now open. Get an experience point. So in this final room, there are 2 normal living bones, 1 elite living bones, 1 elite Black Imp, and 1 normal living spirit. Brutal. Well, I still got the bottom of Trample I can use here. Move 4 with a jump. Attack 2, target all enemies move through. Well, I might as well use my Boots of Striding to get another 2 movement. And my Minor Power Potion, add +1 attack to your entire attack action. So I can move 6 with a jump. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then end up here, 6. So I can attack all the living bones with an attack of 2. I'll start with living bones number 3 first. -1. It has a shield of 1, so no damage. Living bones number 6, +1. So I hit for 3, -1 for the shield. I hit it for 2. Now living bones number 1, rolling modifier stun, and +1. So I hit for 3, -1 for the shield, hit for 2, and I will stun it. And I lose this card. There's no more living corpses, so I'm going to get them out of the game here. Living bones get to go next. +1 to movement, -1 to attack. The elite goes first, doesn't need to move. It has an attack of 3 -1, so 2, -1. Brute gets hit for 1, but I can consume a charge of Juggernaut and absorb that damage. Living bones number 1 would have been next, but it's stunned. But now that it's the end of its turn, the stun can come off. Living bones number 3, base movement of 3 +1, so it can move 4. Well, closest movement would be into this difficult terrain for 2 and attack the brute with an attack of 2 -1, so 1 +1. Brute will get hit for 2, but I can consume another charge of Juggernaut and absorb that damage. Black Imp is next. +0 to movement, has a ranged attack. So the Imp will move in order to avoid having disadvantage on its attack. So to get away from the brute in the least amount of movement, it can either move here or here. I'm going to say 1 to 2 it goes there, 3 to 4 it goes there. Now it'll attack the brute with an attack of 2 +1. So it would have hit for 3, but I used my last charge of Juggernaut. This is now consumed. Block that damage, but now I am poisoned. Living Spirit is next. It also has a ranged attack, so it doesn't need to move. It's going to attack the brute for an attack of 2 +1, 3 +0. The brute gets hit for 3. Now, in order to block that damage, I can either lose 2 cards from my discard or 1 from my hand, because otherwise that will kill me. I'm going to lose 1 from my hand. I'm going to lose Balance Measure. This card is kind of useless, actually. And I block that damage. So I survive for 1 more round. And in round 12 cleanup, light goes to inert. It is safe to say I'm going to fail this scenario. But I got 1 turn left. Maybe I can at least get a treasure chest. Start around 13. The brute goes first. I'm using the upper part of Sweeping Blow for an attack of 2. And I'm going to target all the living bones. Let's go with living bones number 1 first. +1. Hit for 3, -1 for the shield. I hit for 2. It's down to 1 health, actually. Now number 6, +1 again, and I get a shield of 1 on myself. So again, hit for 3, -1 for the shield, 2 damage. This one's an elite, so it's down to 3 health. Now for living bones number 3, +1 again. So hit for 3, -1 again, 2 damage to living bones number 3. Now the bottom of Spare Dagger, I'm going to move 2. Might as well get this treasure. That's assuming I survive. Next is Living Spirit. +0 to movement, base movement of 3, has a ranged attack of 3, doesn't need to move. So it's going to attack the brute with an attack of 2, -1, attack of 1. -1, lucky. So no damage to the brute. Imp is next. Well, the elite, there's 2 elite imps, but elite imp number 4 is going to go first. +1 to movement. Just moves and heals. Well, in that case it would move as if it had a melee attack, so it's not going to move, it's next to the brute. And then heal 2, range of 3. Well, it's going to heal the enemy with the largest amount of health. I guess technically it would be living bones number 1, because it's close to being dead. So it's going to heal living bones number 1 for 2. Living bones number 1 is up to 3 health now. Living bones is next. Elite goes first. +0 to movement. Oh, it can move 4. Well, it'll move 2 and attack the brute with an attack of 3, +1. Well, again, I can lose either 1 card from my hand or 2 from my discard, because it would be, that attack is 3 +1 +1 for the poison. That's an attack of 5, so that's going to kill me for sure. I'm going to lose the 1 card in my hand, Unstoppable Charge, to absorb that damage. Now living bones number 1, it can move 3. Well, it will move 3. 1, 2, 3, and attack the brute with an attack of 2, +1. Well, again, if I lost 2 cards from my discard, that would leave me with 1 card left, and I'd be exhausted. Ooh, I have a shield of 1. I forgot. So I get hit for 3, -1 for the shield. I get hit for 2. That technically then puts me down to 1 health. Well, I survived one more round because Living Bones number 3 can't get close enough to attack me. So I end round 13 cleanup. Shuffle on the Living Spirit. Oh, I forgot to move. The other Black Imp could move 2, so it would just move 2, and it didn't have any damage, so there's no heal. Oh, it did have damage. It would heal itself for 2. This sucks. I'm definitely losing. But since I survived that round, I at least get this treasure. We'll figure out what that is later. I need to do short rest on the brute. 3 cards in my discard. 4. So 1, 2, 3. Lose the top card. Spare dagger. I've only got 2 cards left. Start around 14. The imp will go first. So imp number 4. Again, it has a ranged attack. Oh, I need to back up. I keep forgetting I got poison. So, to rewind. On round 13, when the Living Bones attacked me and hit me for 3, it actually should have been a hit of 4. Now, I had the shield of 1, so it would have been a total hit of 3. Now, I could have lost 2 cards from my discard to absorb the damage, and actually that's what I would do. So I would lose the 2 cards from my discard because I had 3 in my discard to absorb the damage, so it didn't kill me that round. So I still would have survived the round, and I still would have got the treasure, but now on round 14 I'm exhausted and I can't play. So basically the scenario is over now. I lost. Hope that makes sense. I got the treasure, but now the scenario is over. I lost. Well, that's disappointing, but even though I didn't successfully conclude the scenario, I still get to count up my experience in gold. Now, since I didn't complete the scenario, even if I activated my battle goals, I do not get them. Because in order to get the battle goals, you have to successfully complete a scenario. So let's do the brute here first. This treasure, let's figure out what this treasure is. It says gain Black Knife, item 53. During your melee attack, add curse to a single attack. So I can add this to the brute's item pool. Now for experience, the brute earned 14 experience. That puts me up to 302. And I didn't get any gold. For the Spellweaver, I have 1 money token times a conversion rate of 3, puts me up to 50 gold. And 16 experience puts me up to 316. And that's it. Well, so I failed this scenario, which means I need to play it again. So rather than pick a new location to go to, I'm just going to basically reset this dungeon and play it again. I'm going to make a bit of a change to my card pool. I did not like one of the cards that I picked for my Brute's deck, so I'm going to fix that. When I play again, the treasure will not be available because I've already got the treasure. So I think I have a different strategy for the second time around. I don't know if it was just too difficult or if I just failed in my card management. The Brute had plenty of cards, but I let him get low on health. And the Spellweaver had plenty of health, but was low on cards. So I definitely need to avoid that situation. Well, there's nothing else to do but just give this another try. Thank you for watching this failed playthrough of the Sanctuary of Gloom. In a couple weeks, we'll give it another shot and see if we can't make it through. I'll see you next time.